Good morning. Matthew 6:4. So that your giving may be in secret, but I want to get the last sentence. Here it is. And your Father who sees in secret. You do it in the crypt. You do it in the cryptos, we mentioned yesterday. You do it in the quiet, where nobody sees, where nobody applauds, and where you don't dwell on it repeatedly as a position of spiritual stature in your own mind. You don't become a legend in your own giving mind. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you. I wanted this morning to do something a little different. Let C.S. Lewis speak to us. Here's C.S. Lewis in The Weight of Glory. He says, the promise of glory is the promise almost incredible and only possible by the work of Christ. So it's all because of what Christ has done in rescuing us and giving us a standing, right, before God. That some of us, that any of us who really chooses shall actually survive that examination, shall find approval, shall please God, to be a real ingredient in the divine happiness, to be loved by God, not merely pitied, but delighted in, as an artist delights in his work, or a father in a son. It seems impossible. A weight or burden of glory which our thoughts can hardly sustain, but so it is. He goes on a little lower in this lecture and says, glory, as Christianity teaches me to hope for, it turns out to satisfy my original desire. What original desire? Well, he had spoken earlier in this lecture, The Weight of Glory, about our desire for accolade, for people to go, yes, well done. Glory, as Christianity teaches me to hope for, it turns out to satisfy my original desire, and indeed to reveal an element in that desire for which I had not noticed. By ceasing for a moment to consider my own wants, I've begun to learn better what I really wanted. Here's what Lewis concludes. What I really wanted was the divine words, well done, good and faithful servant. And he says, there's everything right about wanting that. And my desire for accolade, that thing that says, do they see me? Do they notice me? I'm prostituting myself when I seek that satisfaction. But the impulse, the longing for me to want accolade is in a way a calling up, a harbinger of an ultimate accolade that God gives me. In other words, I do want the praise of God. I do play to the audience of one. I do seek his recognition because he is the one I ultimately serve, whether or not I even know it. So, given the fact that the Father who sees in secret will reward you, don't prostitute yourself. Don't give yourself over to the counterfeit of getting human accolade and human honor now, when you can have the ultimate in divine accolade then. You serve your King and him alone. May the Lord bless you today.